All right, make sure we're alive. I think we are.
It says live.
Oh no, that says live. I want to make sure that we're live on YouTube. Yeah, we're live on Twitter. Yeah, we're live. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. Everybody, let me know. Make sure that you can hear me okay. I think that everything is good. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me fine. Yeah. Oh, I can hear myself. So it works out. Awesome. Good stuff. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream interview. This is a very important interview, and I have a very special guest with me. His name is James Koutoulas, and he is involved in a case that I would say is going to, one way or another, affect the outcome of cryptocurrencies and crypto exchanges going forward. And it has flown somewhat under the radar, even though the case itself is linked to a cryptocurrency or a coin that was huge until the SEC and the powers that be got involved. So, James, really quick, just give a brief introduction of yourself, and then just tell us a little bit about what's going on with this lawsuit.
Sure. So my biggest claim to fame is my Let's Go Brandon Halloween costume inspired Let's Go Brandon.com coin. But
It
other
was
things.
all over, yeah, it was all over internet. It was all over internet, and people took it very seriously to the point where it literally became a coin.
I mean, it went viral in a hurry, right? But yeah, I mean, other anecdotes. I've been a hedge fund manager for 15 years, including an award-winning crypto fund. And then I was lead counsel in the amicable bankruptcy, where I recovered all 6.7 billion in assets pro bono that John Corzine, who is Gary Gensler's boss, had frozen in a situation very much like FTX. So you've got two different Gary Gensler buddies who committed the biggest frauds in both futures and cryptos, allegedly, well under Gensler's watch as CFTC chairman and then SEC chairman.
So you've been a busy man over the last several years. And why? So first of all, what is going on with this particular case? I know you like with the LGB coin specifically, you have like a lot of different things going on, but with the SEC specifically, why are they going after you specifically?
Yeah, well, so that question is something that I sued the SEC to find out, right? And now there's been a lot of legal news. Normally the law is boring, right? You're citing to like 77-year-old cases about oranges, like the Howey test, right? But a lot of the people are already dead in most of the cases that you're citing. In crypto, there's a new major case happening every day, week, or month, right? So, since I sued the SEC, the XRP summary judgment case came out saying XRP itself as a token is never the security. It could be potentially sold as a security or packaged as a security, as it was to institutional buyers, but anonymous on-exchange sales do not constitute securities transactions, right? Also, since I sued the SEC, a case came out called Missouri versus Biden, where the trial court in Louisiana found that the Biden administration, including the Surgeon General, the Department of Justice, the FBI, colluded with social media networks to censor them over providing what they call COVID misinformation, which we all know now is actually factual information, right? So, one of the core tenets here was that we were advocating for free speech and against social media deplatforming, right? And you take that, okay, you take the fact that we satirized the Biden administration, pretty viciously, but in good spirits, right?
Let's be honest. He satirized himself, and some people just kind of took advantage. But so my question is, what exactly are they suing you over? Are they claiming it's fraud? Are they claiming that you get money from somebody that you shouldn't have? What's going on?
So the SEC has not actually accused me of any wrongdoing, and they haven't actually even,
or the coin rather, I should say.
They haven't even alleged that the coin is a security yet. They're not even taking a position on that. But basically, they want discovery. They want to go through all of my bank accounts, my law firm's bank accounts, the Let's Go Brandon.com Foundation's bank accounts, all their credit cards, cryptocurrency wallets, every chat, every document, right? And we have a Fourth Amendment that says the government can't do an unreasonable search and seizure. And this is something that is a digital equivalent of that. And the SEC has actually said in a court filing in response to my filings that, quote, the question of whether or not LGB coin is a security is for another day. So they're trying to subpoena all this stuff, and they're not even claiming it's a security. Okay, and they're citing some cases from 1975 that basically says they could do whatever they want. But the Supreme Court in the last couple of years has been very aggressive, pushing back against the extreme overreach of the administrative state, which are these unelected bureaucrats who, you know, for years could just do whatever they want, and which the Biden administration has used, you know, really to weaponize the government against political opponents.
So James, you're an attorney. For those of you who are curious, James is an attorney. Explain how the SEC, or if they even have any authority, but how they could exercise authority over any type of currency, let alone this one, that isn't considered to be a securities.
So it's my legal position that they can't. And Congress agrees with me. Both houses of Congress have introduced draft bills saying that there are gaps in the cryptocurrency regulatory framework. And the way our Constitution works is for an agency to have authority to regulate something, they have to have congressional authority to do so. So the SEC does have authority over securities. They have not even alleged that LGB coin or Let's Go coin are securities. Okay, so they do not have authority, and there's
so they're bullying
the major questions doctrine, right? That Coinbase has been a proponent of, but that's been in these 4 different Supreme Court cases that have overwhelmingly found that these agencies are trying to overreach and do things where they don't have authority, and that they can't do them.
So they're bullying you, is what it seems like.
They're trying to bully me. You could try to bully me, but to actually bully me, then I got to give in. And a lot of people in crypto have given in. Like one DeFi project got a subpoena, and they're like, we're shutting down all chats, we're shutting down all operations, we're just going out of business. And they got one subpoena, right? But you know, that's the thing with rights. Is, you know, it's like muscles. If you don't exercise them, they waste away. And I'm someone who, even though it's a huge pain in the ass sometimes, if you try to take away my rights, I'm not going to let you, and you're going to really have to kill me to stop me. So I've got him in trial court here in Miami, okay, and I think I'm going to beat him. But if not, I'm going to appeal them to the 11th Circuit. And if it goes there, I think I'm going to beat him. And if not, I'll take it to the Supreme Court, where I know I'm going to beat him, because the Supreme Court doesn't suffer administrative overreach.
So do you believe that this is, because they clearly don't have any, based off of what you're telling me, they don't even have the authority to do this. Do you believe that this is an attempt to take away from the business side of the currency? Like, because from what I remember, you're involved to some degree on that side as well. Just, you know, the day-to-day goings on that make a currency run and remain functional and obviously eventually profitable. Do you think that this is an attempt to distract you and others from the potential success on the business side?
Well, so it's a meme coin that's really there to support charity and advocacy. So like, there's no functionality, there's no programming, right? It's a coin for advocacy. So like, just by doing this and, you know, advocating against the SEC's abuse of power, that really is a core function of the community around the coin. But what they are trying to do, right? They want to make me look bad, right? I'm a regulated asset manager. It's like, oh, this guy's getting subpoenaed by the SEC, and they want to distract me from my lawsuit against NASCAR. Now, so for people who aren't familiar with Let's Go Brandon.com,
tell us more about that.
Yeah, NASCAR in writing issued on December 26, 2021, a sponsorship approval that 18 NASCARs would have giant LGB coin logos on their hoods and would be Brandon Brown's primary sponsor. About a week later, the team issued a press release. It generated over 100 million views. The coin went up to 571 million in market cap, like it was like a 10-week-old bean coin at the time, right? And then a week later, NASCAR illegally revoked that sponsorship approval, citing, quote, political guidelines. They never provided what these political guidelines supposedly are. And then the very next day, they announced a partnership with the Charlotte LGBT.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah. So NASCAR's view is they can have their political.
They got bullied. Like, let's call it what it was. They got politically bullied after the media went on a rampage about it. I remember. I covered it. We talked about it. I believe I had you on the show to discuss it. They were bullied out of money, which is crazy, right? That's the crazy part. It's like they were bullied out of money.
Yeah. And here's the thing: right? NASCAR's core fan base, they're very conservative, right?
Yeah.
Like, these are the same people, who used to love Bud Light, and Bud Light is now not in the top 10 beers in the country.
Thank God. It shouldn't have been a top 10 beer before, but that's a different
conversation. It's a nasty beer, man. It's a nasty beer.
Nasty shit, bro.
It was popular. They had good marketing. They had good commercials back in the 80s, right? But anyway, their fan base is still supporting a sport that cost $400 million worth of damage in a single day to people fighting for free speech. And I can't think of anything more American than what our community advocates for. And we've been proven right. I mean, look, Elon Musk's, since the coin, was minted, he went and bought Twitter. He thought free speech is so important, right? The people like Dr. Robert Malone, who's a member of our community, he was deplatformed off Twitter. He's one of the kindest, most thoughtful people on earth.
Yeah.
Was one of the co-inventors of the mRNA vaccines, and just a sharp critic about, COVID mandates and the lack of informed consent, and all very valid things if we actually care about people's health, right? But I know COVID wasn't about people's health. It was about control and fear and an increase in government power. And, organizations like NASCAR have been bullied into punishing their fan base so that they stay on the right side of the administration and, the woke powers that be. And, the SEC is trying to now bully me in the same way, but I don't get bullied. So I sued them.
James said he got time today, guys. He got time today.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. So they're going to try to take this as far as you can. You said that potentially this could go up to the Supreme Court. Has anyone else involved with the coin been kind of drugged through the ringer the same way that you have? Oh yeah, they subpoenaed Candace Owens. You may have heard of her. Okay.
What? I didn't know that.
So yeah, Candace Owens was a big proponent of our coin. She wasn't paid. I never even spoken to her, and she's like, "Let's go." I'm all about this coin, right? Because she believed in our message, right? Madison Cawthorn paid full price, for his coin. He wasn't given any special benefits. He went through a sham house ethics probe based on an Instagram comment that he didn't trade on. Well, Nancy Pelosi is making hundreds of millions of dollars inciting trading actual securities. Okay.
Yeah, no investigation, by the way. No investigation into any of that.
How triggered the administration is by this project, and they're trying to retaliate. They want to run up legal costs on anybody who's been involved in the project. But who, as far as I know, they didn't subpoena, and who they didn't ask any documents about in my subpoena? NASCAR. Okay. NASCAR's not mentioned
because NASCAR played ball, right? Okay. That's what it would seem like.
Yeah, because they canceled us. They hurt our community. So the SEC, their mandate's supposed to be investor protection. Okay, I'm out there. I've sued NASCAR via the Let'sGoBrandon.com Foundation for $1.4 billion for promissory estoppel, for defamation, right? I'm there. I want to make everybody who supported our project, whole, because they did grievous damage to the project. But the SEC doesn't care about that. The SEC cares about political retaliation against the federal whistleblower who stood up against Gensler's best friend and recovered billions of dollars for free. Okay, I'm not some crypto scammer. Okay, I'm someone who spent thousands of hours working for free on behalf of investors, and I'm going to hold NASCAR accountable. And you know what? If I lose a couple hours of sleep because I got to beat the SEC on the side and stop their unconstitutional overreach, I will. But rest assured, I'm going to make sure NASCAR pays to what they illegally did to our community.
let people know how they can help. I know obviously they're not everybody's a lawyer, but how can they help bring attention to the cause?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a regular person, man, like share this video. You know, that's number one. You know, reach out to me on Twitter. It's at James Koutoulas. Reach out in the letsgobrandon.com coin Telegram chat. You know, on Instagram, it's letsgo.memes and also at letsgo. But, you know, our community here has been through a lot. But, you know, I'm standing by them to the end. I'm going to hold NASCAR accountable. And on behalf of all of crypto, I'm going to stop the SEC from harassing projects in the absence of congressional authority.
Awesome. For those of you, I'm going to post James' information in the description. So, and if you're on Twitter, he'll be tagged and all that good stuff. So you can find him there. Make sure, like he said, just subscribe to the Telegram channel, and good luck to everybody who has been a victim of the whole NASCAR scandal, because that doesn't really get discussed enough. Like, they screwed like a lot of people.
Yeah, stop doing NASCAR races too. That'll help. Make
I mean, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Target.
I don't really pay to watch people go around in circles for 3 hours, but like for everybody else, don't for real, because that's crazy. People think that people may believe that these are like major investors. No, a bunch of regular people invested in like any cryptocurrency, invested into the LGB coin under the impression that this deal with NASCAR was done, and it was done. So like there definitely needs to be some accountability there, and we need to make sure that we're standing by anyone who's attempting to hold them accountable, because what they're hoping is that everybody just abandons James and the like, who are trying to hold NASCAR and other people accountable and make sure that people are compensated fairly. So make sure y'all go follow James, keep up with the case. There actually have been some articles out about this that you can go and follow, but the best source would be the direct source, and that would be James Koutoulas. So go follow him. Like I said, I'll post all his stuff in the links. And thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. And make sure you keep on the lookout for some more content we got coming out. This is like my first interview since I moved to Brazil that I hosted on my channel. So you're special, bro. You're special.
To Brazil. When did you move to Brazil?
Man, like 3-4 months ago now, almost. Yeah, bro.
We even get a goodbye dinner or something? Shit, we're gonna.
Man, look, I was literally trying to make it out to one of your events before I could go, but it got so hectic because I was in another, because this is just the world that we live in. I ended up having to sue the owners of my apartment building. And they just ended up settling. And yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like, so I was like, they were trying to make me leave and threatening to get the cops to take my stuff out while I was in the middle of moving. It was wild. So, but yeah, it's all good.
Well,
but I'm here when you're ready to come visit, bro. Once you get done with this case,
I'm here to help situations like that, you know. But
I know, but I ended up resolving it. If it would have, I had you on, I already had you, and I had my friends Jared and Elizabeth on the back burner in case things got crazy. But I ended up resolving it. They basically had to kiss my ass, so it worked out. But I appreciate it, man. But this is I had fun talking to you as usual. Like I said, go make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all turn on that notification bell. And subscribe if this is your first time watching. And other than that, people, always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.